Most men think this means rejection. It doesn't. When a woman doesn't show interest at first, it's rarely final. What matters isn't what you say, it's how you show up. Most men panic here. They rush. They explain. They try to prove value. And without realizing it, they erase it. Attraction doesn't disappear because you weren't impressive enough. It disappears because your energy collapsed. This is where the misunderstanding begins. Attraction isn't logical. It's emotional. A woman can ignore you today and feel drawn to you tomorrow. Not because you convinced her. Not because you said the right thing. But because something about your presence changed. Most men think attraction is created by action. It's not. It's created by orientation. How grounded you are. How calm you move. How little you need the outcome. When a woman senses that you're trying to win her, her nervous system tightens. Not because you're bad, but because pressure feels unsafe. And women respond to safety before desire. Here's the part most men never hear. Interest doesn't grow when you chase it. It grows when it has room to breathe. The moment you stop trying to be chosen, your presence changes. Your voice slows. Your eyes stop searching. Your body settles. And that shift is felt immediately. Eye contact isn't about staring. It's about stillness. Most men look at women with questions in their eyes. Do you like me? Am I doing this right? Am I enough? That kind of eye contact asks for permission. Calm eye contact does the opposite. When you look at her without needing anything, without leaning forward emotionally, without trying to pull something from her, she feels it. Not consciously, physically. Eyes don't chase. They reveal. And what they reveal is whether you're centered or seeking. This is why two men can say the same words and only one is felt. One is trying to get somewhere. The other is already there. Now here's something subtle, but powerful. Scent is memory. Long after a moment ends, scent brings it back. Not loudly, not dramatically, quietly. It ties emotion to presence. That's why attraction isn't built in conversation alone. It's built in how you make her feel when nothing is happening. Before you ever see her, your state matters more than your plan. Anxiety kills attraction. Not because it's weak, but because it leaks. You can hide words. You can't hide tension. When you're anxious, your body speaks first. But when you're calm, your real self shows up. And that's what women respond to. Before you meet her, ground yourself. Talk to someone who reminds you who you are. Not someone who hypes you up. Someone who stabilizes you. Calm is contagious. And when you walk in grounded, she feels safe without knowing why. That's where attraction begins. Not with effort, with presence. And most men never learn this part. Most men think attraction is built by doing more. More talking, more planning, more effort. But effort is visible. And visible effort creates pressure. Dinner is logical. Attraction isn't. Logic feeds the mind. Emotion feeds memory. A woman doesn't remember what you ordered. She remembers how she felt sitting across from you. This is where most men get predictable. They follow scripts, ask safe questions, fill every gap with words, and without realizing it, they remove all tension. Emotion needs contrast. When everything is explained, nothing is felt. Attraction grows when something unexpected happens. Not shocking, not dramatic, just different enough to interrupt routine. A pause where she expects words. A smile that doesn't rush. A moment where you don't lean in. That's experience design. You're not trying to impress her. You're letting her experience you. And experience always beats explanation. Watch how a man treats people he doesn't need. The waiter, the driver, the stranger who can offer him nothing. That's where real confidence shows. Not in dominance, not in performance, in ease. Women notice this. Always. Because it signals something important. He's not acting for approval. He's consistent. Consistency feels safe. And safety is the foundation attraction rests on. Now here's where most men sabotage themselves. They rush intimacy. They mistake desire for urgency. They mistake closeness for speed. But desire grows in space. When you don't rush, she wonders. When you don't push, she leans. Wondering keeps the mind engaged. And engagement deepens emotion. Mystery isn't silence. It's restraint. It's knowing when not to fill the moment. Most men talk to avoid discomfort. Powerful men allow it. They don't rush to touch. They don't rush to define. They don't rush to secure. And that restraint creates contrast, because she's used to men who want something from her. When you don't, you stand out, not loudly, quietly. This is where the identity shift begins. Stoicism isn't cold. It's controlled emotion. You still feel. You just don't leak. You don't react to every signal. You don't chase every opening. You observe. And observation creates authority. When you don't chase approval, you become rare. And rarity creates value. Most men fill silence. They explain themselves. They justify their actions. They soften their edges. But presence lives in silence. When you're comfortable not speaking, she feels the weight of the moment. Silence creates psychological tension, and tension creates attraction. Not anxiety, not pressure, tension. The kind that makes her lean in, the kind that makes her curious. This is where power shifts. You're no longer trying to be chosen. You're allowing connection to unfold. And that changes everything, because attraction doesn't respond to force. It responds to calm certainty. And once you understand this, you stop chasing moments and start creating them without trying. That's when things begin to change. Most men think power looks loud. It doesn't. Real power is quiet. It shows up in how little you react. When a woman pulls back slightly, most men panic. They text more. They explain. They try to fix something that isn't broken. And in doing that, they hand over control. Attraction doesn't disappear in distance. It disappears in overreaction. When you stay steady, when your tone doesn't change, when your rhythm stays the same, something important happens. Her nervous system relaxes because she realizes you're not dependent on her response. And that's rare. Most men's emotions rise and fall based on female feedback. Excitement when she's warm, anxiety when she's quiet. That volatility feels unsafe. Calm consistency feels grounding. This is where emotional authority is built, not by leading her, but by leading yourself. When you don't react immediately, you create space, and space invites curiosity. She starts wondering what you're thinking, how you feel, why you're not chasing. That wondering pulls her inward. This is the power shift. You're no longer trying to hold her attention. She's trying to read you. Presence does that. When you're fully in your body, not in your head, not rehearsing outcomes, your energy settles. You move slower. You speak less. Your gestures become intentional. And that changes how you're perceived, not as someone seeking connection, but as someone who already has it within himself. This is why silence matters. Silence isn't empty. It's full of meaning. When you don't rush to respond, your words carry more weight. When you don't explain yourself, your actions speak louder. Most men think attraction is built by clarity. It's not. It's built by presence, by being fully there, without trying to steer the moment. This is also where safety deepens. Not physical safety, emotional safety. When a woman feels understood, without being analyzed. When she feels space, without pressure. Her guard lowers naturally, not because you asked, because her body decided. And bodies decide before minds do. This is why forcing connection never works. Connection happens when resistance dissolves, and resistance dissolves in the presence of calm authority. You don't need to dominate. You don't need to impress. You need to remain centered. When something unexpected happens, you don't flinch. When plans change, you adapt without frustration. When she tests, you don't explain yourself. You stay observant. That steadiness becomes your signature. And signatures are remembered. Most men try to be memorable by being intense, but intensity fades. Calm lingers. It stays with her after the moment ends. And that's when attraction deepens. Not because you did more, but because you became still. And stillness is where quiet power lives. At some point, every man realizes something quietly important. You don't need every woman to like you. Chasing universal approval is exhausting, and it weakens your center. Real power begins when you stop needing outcomes. When a woman feels that you're okay either way, that you're not invested in winning her validation, something shifts. Not because you pulled away, but because you stayed whole. This is the final orientation change. You stop asking, "Do you want me?" and start asking, "Do I respect how I'm showing up?" That question changes your posture, your tone, your decisions. You no longer bend yourself to fit moments. You let moments meet you. This is where quiet authority lives. You don't rush replies. You don't over-explain silences. You don't chase clarity. You trust your presence. And trust is felt. Most men think attraction is about being exciting. It's not. It's about being grounding. When you're grounded, people feel stable around you. When they feel stable, they open. This is why emotional safety matters more than charm. Not safety that feels boring. Safety that feels solid. The kind that lets emotion breathe. When a woman feels she doesn't have to perform, doesn't have to protect herself, doesn't have to manage your reactions, her guard drops. Not all at once, naturally. And what replaces it is curiosity. Curiosity about you, about how you think, about what you feel. That curiosity is desire forming quietly. This is why restraint matters. You don't rush intimacy. You don't force momentum. You allow attraction to reveal itself. And when it does, it feels earned, not pressured, not borrowed. Earned through consistency, through calm reactions, through steady presence, through being the same man, whether she's warm or distant. That consistency creates trust. And trust is the doorway. Desire walks through. This is the man most women rarely meet. Not the loud one, not the flashy one, not the one trying to prove something, but the one who is comfortable, being exactly where he is. He listens more than he speaks. He observes more than he reacts. He moves without urgency. And because of that, his presence carries weight. You don't need to manipulate. You don't need to convince. You need to become someone. Women feel around. When your energy changes, attraction follows. Not always immediately, but inevitably. Because calm authority is magnetic. And it doesn't chase attention. It becomes it. If this gave you value, keep what matters. Like the video, subscribe for more, and comment where you're watching from.